Welcome back everybody to the Putwin Kitchen. My name is Chef Casey Willard, the Tribal Executive Chef for the Yocha Dihi Winton Nation. Today we got some incredible stuff for you. I'm starting it off with my interpretation of a trade journey. They had to go up, they had to find some other stuff outside Cache Creek, they had to look for other things. So today I'm gonna do a Ratatouille ham pie, but I'm also gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna add a little game hint to it and some venison liver. Kind of interpretation of chicken pot pie, right? We all know what chicken pot pie is. Beautiful dough inlaid with fat, flour, kind of crusted with chicken sauce. Very hearty, very home cooking. This is my interpretation of it. It's gonna sustain them on their trip up to the coast. So we can start with a beautiful dough. This dough is olive oil based dough. There's no butter. It's Seca Hills Arbequina mixed with a little bit of flour, a little water. It's a beautiful dough. I'll cut this in half. You could probably get maybe 4 pies out of this recipe. Put a little flour down, just to make sure your dough doesn't stick. You always gotta make sure you get your roller ready. Then we can just start. This is a very rustic pie. You kind of just turn in intervals. You're just kind of looking for some sort of a circle. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle. And if you don't like how it is, you can always fold it and turn. This is it's a fat-based dough, so there's lots of olive oil in here. And this is something that they would take on their journeys up the coast. It's easily transported. It stores very well. In my interpretation, the chicken, we would use chicken for the pot pie, but in this case we're going to use a hen. It's more of a confit style, which is more cured in fat. This one's been confit in olive oil. So there's preservation to this, right? 1,500 years ago, there was no refrigeration. So they had to get creative. They had to use what Cape Valley gave them, which was natural salts, fats, oils. So this looks pretty good. Let's reserve this to the side, and then we'll get our liver. This is a beautiful antelope liver. Antelope was very prominent in Cape Valley before they kind of all disappeared. But this liver packs all the vitamins and nutrients that you would want to have when you're on a journey. So we'll kind of just mash this up a little bit. You're not looking for a pate per se, but I guess you could take it to a pate level. I just really want to do a nice mince on this liver. Let's put this right in the middle. We'll get some of our confit hen. This is olive oil. We'll put that wild bird right in the middle. And then we'll fold just a tad bit. We'll reserve this to the corner while we get some veggies going. Here I got a beautiful ratatouille mix. This ratatouille style, we're all familiar with ratatouille. It's tomato, it's squash, it's eggplant. All these beautiful veggies coming from the Cape Valley, all fresh, all local. We can start with some squash. We'll do a little tomato. We could do maybe a little bell pepper. And then we can start with our squash first. Nice, beautiful cut. Doesn't take a whole lot, but you really want to make these. I'm gonna go medallions. I'm gonna go thin sliced. Oh, they'll roll on you. You're really looking for color here. I got greens, I got yellows, I got reds. I got some purple with the eggplant. There's all beautiful eggplants coming from Cape Valley right now. Just kind of show you my interpretation of what a ham pie would be on a coastal trade route. They had trade runners that would start from Cape Valley and they would run all the way up to Clear Lake, all the way up into the coast. So they needed nourishment. They needed something that they could run with. So we have our beautiful veggies. Let's start just to build We'll kind of encapsulate the chicken with some of our squash. Now, if you wanted to, you could roast these veggies off ahead of time. You could saute them if you wanted to. I'm just gonna let the natural oven take care of that. Let them roast off together. Let that dough absorb some of those natural veggie juice that's coming out. So right in the middle, right, we're gonna cover that. We're gonna cover the meat, the minced meat we have in there. Some beautiful tomatoes we can reserve for later. This will be our garnish. And then we'll come back and we'll fold this pie. So you kind of want to just fold it up, kind of want to crimp it as best you can. You really want to contain these veggies. You really want to make sure that they're enclosed. You can always stretch your dough, right? It's a beautiful dough, olive oil. You could always stretch it. Almost like a coin purse, right? There's some dishes out there that this would be a coin purse. Then we could put our tomatoes in there. And again, this is all going to roast down together. A beautiful pie. We can get some herbs. We can do a little parsley, maybe a little rosemary. Get these nice and chopped. I'm going to finish this dish with some baby arugula, and the arugula is going to kind of resemble miner's lettuce. And miner's lettuce was a lettuce that was foraged here in Capay Valley that kind of resembles maybe like a spinach. Here I have some beautiful arugula. It's a green that grows close to the creeks, and you have to kind of forage for it and look for it. But it was a sustainable food here that tribes in the Capay Valley used specifically in their dishes. Put this all on top. You can bring it down a little bit, and you can see your pie kind of unfolding in front of you. It's looking great. At this stage here, I would bake this off 350, 375, maybe about 10 to 15, 20 minutes, just depending on your crust. You want your crust to really turn golden brown and harden. When the dough comes out of the oven, you can finish with olive oil, finish with more herbs. Let me do a finishing touch of some salt. This salt was also a sustainable food up here. We have natural salt coming off the cliffs on the Cache Creek, going towards Clear Lake. So this was a salt that was used to preserve, to keep foraged veggies preserved and to keep meat preserved. Here's the finished product, 375 in the oven, about 20, 25 minutes. This is that Ratatouille hand pie with local hen, antelope venison. I'm gonna take this and I'll finish this. Maybe a little bit of fresh arugula, like I said before, like the miner's lettuce. We could take a little bit of olive oil, help break down that green. Now arugula's got a pepper bite to it, so you don't need to add any pepper to this. I just got a little more salt to it. Kind of just hand toss, kind of make sure all that olive oil is mixed in. You're kind of just breaking down the greens. You can see they'll just dissipate in volume. They'll cut down to half. Then we could take this and just do beautiful little ploushes of arugula, kind of right in the middle. So you're still showcasing those beautiful pies. We can finish with a little more olive oil. I love the arbequina. And I think for this one, because I have tomato in here, I'm gonna add a little more sweetness to it. I'm gonna go with our pomegranate balsamic. Just a little drizzle. Just make sure those tomatoes get a little love. Really bring out the essence of the acidity. And just for fun, a little more salt off the cliffs of Cache Creek. And there you have it. Ratatouille hand pies for the start of the voyage up to the coast. Thank you again for tuning in. This is Chef Casey of the Putwin Kitchen. Thank you.